story of Joseph, it has to do with the sons of Jacob. Jacob had 12 sons, and among them was his son Joseph. Now Joseph was favored among his brothers, and he had a coat that his father gave him that had many colors on it. Now Joseph also had the gift of prophecy and dreams, and he would tell his dreams to his family, and for the most part they were ignored. But at one point he told his brothers and his father of a dream where his other brothers went before him with stalks of wheat, and they bowed down to him. And his brothers were very offended by this because they were already jealous of him for getting favoritism from their father. But then implying in his dream that one day they would bow to him just set them over the edge. Even his father was a bit upset with him for telling this. And so his brothers decided to get together and throw him into a pit. And his oldest brother said that they would just leave him there for a while to teach him a lesson and then take him out. But while his oldest brother was away, the younger ones, particularly his brother Judah, thought that they should do something more severe, and they ended up actually selling their own brother into slavery. Now, he was brought to Egypt as a slave, and once there, he, of course, had to work, but the Egyptians ended up finding out about his gift for prophecy and dreams, and in their culture, dreams were taken very seriously. He had more and more people that kept coming to him to have them interpret their dreams and to give them guidance, and eventually it got popular enough that even the Pharaoh heard about it and came to him and asked him to interpret his own dreams. Now, the Pharaoh told him about a dream about his cattle, and he saw a very malnourished cattle that devoured the fatter ones. And Joseph told him that this meant that there would soon be a famine in the land of Egypt, and so he gave him a plan to store grain and wheat to keep the people from starving whenever this famine came. Well, eventually the famine did come, and everybody was coming to Egypt to ask for food and refuge, and Joseph was rewarded by the Pharaoh by making second in command in Egypt, second only to him, and also by being made the overseer of all this food storage. Now, years had passed at this point, and Joseph's family came to Egypt to ask for some food. They did not realize that it was their own brother that they were bowing down to and asking for the food, which fulfilled the dream he had had whenever he was younger. And he was excited whenever he saw his family, but he also remembered how they had sold him off, and he wanted to test them and see if they had changed. So he gave him food, but he put a silver cup inside one of the brothers' bags, and he had one of the overseers discover it, and whenever they did, he accused them of theft and said, okay, as punishment for stealing, he's going to be enslaved. And this time, his brothers, they stood up, they defended their younger brother, they begged him not to, and his brother Judah, the one that had actually proposed to be sold into slavery, offered to go in the younger brother's stead. At this point, it was clear to Joseph that his brothers were not the same people that they were whenever they were younger, and that they had grown. So he was able to forgive them for what they had done to him, and he revealed himself to them, and then even went as far as to tell them to bring back their father and their families and to give them land to live on and food and resources. Now, this story I feel like is very important in the forgiveness aspect, because one of the main themes of the grand narrative is forgiveness. Humanity sinned and fell from grace, and yet Christ came and redeemed us and forgave us of our sins. And I felt like Joseph's choice to forgive his brothers was an important aspect of that, but also his faith that he kept, that eventually rewarded him. And overall, I just think that these are all qualities that emphasize the character of God and the importance of the grand narrative. Anyways, I hope you liked my biblical storytelling discussion. Thank you.